Hi guys, Kaze here. Welcome back. We're back with Office Lovers with Ryo Kaido. So let's see what we have happening next with him. Considering he likes teasing us a lot. Or bullying us. I guess depends how you look at it. Anyway, let's see what happens in chapter 4. Connected by Love. And please let me know what you guys think. Mr. Kaido, did you check that proposal I gave you yesterday? Okay. He handed me the proposal. I've marked some spots I need you to fix. Do that, then get everyone copies for the meeting. Okay, thank you. As I took the proposal back, I stole a glance at him. He's so focused, he's not even looking away from the computer screen. He's been doing this new project, and it's still working in PR. He's got to be so busy lately. And with all those wrinkles on his brow, he looks a little exhausted. What? Do you need something? He raised his head and gave me a quizzical look. He used to get mad when I stared at him like that. I guess he doesn't do that anymore. Nothing. Thank you for the proposal. I gave a deep bow and shuffled back to my desk. As I sat down, I let out a huge sigh. You okay, Sakiko? The girl next to me called out to me in a voice barely above a whisper. You look absolutely exhausted. Was the proposal rejected? Oh, no. I just need fix a few bits here and there, and it should be okay. Thanks. I just haven't been sleeping well lately, that's all. Really? Are you sure you're okay? Yeah, I'm fine. I just need to get used to the job, I think. Who am I kidding? It's not the job, it's Mr. Kaido. Okay, well, don't push yourself too hard, okay? But I'm sure you'll be fine. You have Mr. Kaido as a partner, and he's such a nice guy. Yeah, sure. Mr. Kaido is so nice to all the other girls here. For whatever reason, not me. Girls from other departments keep telling me how jealous they are that I'm working with him. I wonder if the man, bullying side Mr. Kaido, is really who he is and the rest is all front. But I could never tell any of the girls here. Thanks for your concern. After thanking her, I flipped through the pages of the proposal Mr. Kaido checked. Markings requesting simpler, cleaner sentences are written here and there. He's good at his job, trusted by the higher-ups, and nice to all the female staff. So then why is it when we're alone together, he flips a switch and becomes a huge jerk? And I don't know if it's been just my imagination or what, but has he been avoiding me lately? I have no idea. It's so confusing. Finally, it's the day of the long-awaited staff meeting. Okay, the topic for today's meeting is the manicure sets and color. Sakiko, you have the floor. Thank you. So, that's our proposal. I finished the presentation and returned to my seat next to Mr. Kaido. Mr. Saijo gave me a little wink from across the table. Everyone seems to be responding well. Okay then, anyone have any opinions on the plan we just heard? Yes, I do. Mahiro, yes? Yeah, I think it's fantastic. Good job, Sakiko. Mahiro smiled at me and gave me a thumbs up. When he had eaten lunch before, Mahiro had seemed sort of concerned. But after hearing today's proposal, he seemed totally on board with it. I originally had thought red was a definite option too. But having a basic red wouldn't make it stand out enough. It would be so boring. But what Sakiko suggested is still fashion-forward and at the same time has a lot of originality. It's great, and just got the best idea for a design concept. I can't wait to work on it now. After Mihiro's comment, Mr. Kaido leaned in and whispered in my ear. Mihiro seems as loud as emotional as ever. But he has good instincts when it comes to this. Looks like your color plan was a big success. Good job. As Mr. Kaido continued to run his pen along the page, I saw the corners of his lips turn up. I gotta smile. Not expecting that smile, I found myself taking it back, and my eyes grew wide. What? Well, you don't have many facial expressions. It's amazing. And, this is even a new facial expression for you. You're like, Think him embarrass you, don't answer. That would be mean. Thank him. He was complimented you. Thank you. Don't mention it. When I thanked him, he gave him a curt nod. I'm so happy. Hearing such a frank, straightforward compliment filled me with happiness. Just then, sorry, I do actually have one question. Ken hesitantly raised his hand. Yes, please. Fire away. Ken nodded and stood and looked Mr. Kaido and I directly in the eyes. In the quiet of the conference room, Ken's soft voice echoed. I agree with Mr. Kunizu's opinion. Ken stared me down. I can. But What's the overall concept? The concept? Does he mean what kind of styling we had envisioned for this color? We all should be on the same page about what the theme should be. That is very true. My team's made the most progress. You should plan on bringing you guys up to speed. Do you have a concept you could propose to us right now, Sakiko? Yes, I've been thinking about one. Just kind of talked about it at length and we decided on one theme. Our main theme is a first date with that someone special. So we were thinking about our concept being about love. A first date, huh? I like it. That love idea fits perfectly with the Christmas theme. Time. I agree. Reddish pink with white glitter. That's love. I have the absolutely perfect design in mind. I think I have to agree with you. Love is an easy sell, fly off the shelves. And it's the perfect theme for the color you two came up with. Red is on trend this year, so this color is perfect. Close enough, but still different. And a love theme will be definitely well received by women. I agree with Saijo. Lots of opinions about the concept flew around the table, but each one positive. I'm so glad everyone seems to approve the idea. I looked at Mr. Kaido and he nodded approvingly. The ideal date of yours may not be so far off. All I have to do is find a man. If you can, that is. Mr. Kaido, so mean to me. As usual, he was saying mean-spirited jokes at my expense. Earnest attention I had been holding up and slouched down into my seat. Simply incredible. Applause rang throughout the room. Immediately after presenting my concept, Mr. Otori had stepped into the room. Mr. Otori! Mr. Otori stood there beaming at us. Sir, what happened to your sales meeting? Oh, yeah. I showed up to that, but I wanted to know how this was going, so I finished it early. You should have seen the look on your faces when I up and walked out of that room. Wait, what? That's not how you finish up early. You do know that we're the ones who are going to pay for that. Oh, please, those meetings are pointless. They just like to suck me up and hear themselves talk. I said I need to say in 10 minutes, I just saved myself an hour. And plus, no matter what happens to us, we have the amazing Hyoga here to deal with any problems. Miss Hyoga looked more exhausted than usual and let out a giant sigh. Mr. Hyoga was usually terrifying, so seeing him like this was rare. Mr. Otori was really something. But who cares about the silly sales meeting? Let's hear more about this concept. Oh, right. Mr. Otori shoots a gaze over to me and I sit up straight. It's like, yes. Girls always want to feel special, do they not? This concept is absolutely perfect. Kaido, I'm assuming I have you to thank for getting such a fantastic plan out of her. No, sir, I only offered a bit of my opinion to her. The color, the theme, everything was all her own work. This is all Sakiko's. Mr. Kaido. Everyone had praised my work, but hearing Mr. Kaido talk like this makes me happy. It's the best reward. Both are kind of legit reasoning there. I'm happy, honestly. Hearing him praise me like that makes me so happy. I close my eyes and relish in the feeling of joy. Hey, are you feeling alright? Oh, sorry. Yes, I'm fine. With my eyes, I found Mr. Kaido looking at me rather disgusted. I gave a tiny grin. I'm sorry. Well, looks like the concept has been decided then. Keeping this love concept in mind, we're going to need some kind of slogan. Any ideas? I already arranged for Sakiko to have a meeting to discuss it. You'll be working with Mr. Saijo to come up with something to present at the next staff meeting. Good to hear. We'll be testing the product and hearing the slogan at the next meeting. I nodded deeply. Mr. Otori smiled. I can't wait to see what you've got next for us, Sakiko. Thank you, sir. The staff meeting began the next meeting about the slogan. In the meeting were Mr. Kaido, myself, and Mr. Saijo, the former sales chief. A slogan about love, huh? Any ideas? The word love is so overused, it's going to be hard to think of something original. I looked at the material before me. The word was thrown on anything aimed at women, and we're going to have to think hard about this. We're definitely going to need to make the buyer feel special. Men are selfish like that. They say they hate the ordinary, but always end up being interested in the blandest junk. They are an irritating creature. Well, women are fickle. It's not necessarily a bad thing. But all I really want to do is prove them wrong. A slogan. Think. Sister Saijo rubbed his eyes and moaned. Well, it's going to be Christmas, so everything is going to be crazy, flashy, and gaudy. We have to avoid looking like everything else on the market. So basically, we need to avoid any sort of red and kind of overly romantic phrases. Yeah, it won't look good if we try and force some crazy slogan on it. It's the idea at first date, so something about a typical fairy tale romance, maybe. A fairy tale love story! I caught sight of the sample of the reddish pink and white glitter I had put on the proposal. The sweetness of the pink and the alarming, stimulating red, and the white, shimmering glitter made my heart flutter. What words could describe these feelings? Fairy tale romance, it's pure. This is so much harder than I thought it'd be. Sakiko, anything coming to mind? I flipped through pages in front of me and thought for a moment. Well, I've had a few thoughts, but nothing has really come to me yet. It's like it's right on the tip of my tongue, but I can't formulate the words. Mr. Saijo and I were moaning with our heads in our hands. Fairy tale romance. Kaido had fallen into a deep, thoughtful silence before I looked up. It starts with a kiss. I suddenly looked up at that. Huh? A kiss? Yeah, a kiss. You got a problem with that? No. It gave me a harsh look and I shook my head no. I felt my cheeks flushed and I looked down to hide. It starts with a kiss. I still remember the kiss I had shared with Mr. Kaido and I began to fidget. He said it didn't mean anything, but he'd been so cold to me ever since then. And now he's watching me with my reaction. I looked at Mr. Kaido out of the corner of my eye to avoid his notice. He's so expressionless. What could he possibly be thinking behind that exterior? Just when I was thinking that, my eyes suddenly shot wide and my body shook. What happened? Are you okay? Sorry. It's nothing. I paused and looked at Mr. Kaido beside me, making sure he wouldn't notice me. His long, slender fingers had entwined with mine. What? But that look, too, I like it. He continued talking to Mr. Saijo, and he couldn't believe he would be doing this. We're right here in front of Mr. Saijo. I can't believe he's hiding it so well. His serious, unexpected expression and the heat radiating from his hand made my heart race. It starts with a kiss. Well, it sounds good, but I'm worried it'll be confused with rouge and get rejected. Yeah, maybe. His hand in mine is so warm. His fingers occasionally tickled my palm, and I could barely stop myself from quivering. He's definitely just messing with me right now. This isn't supposed to mean anything, right? Or maybe... Hey, Sakiko, you're bright red. Are you okay? What? Really? Oh no, Mr. Saijo's gonna catch on. I have to let go of his hand. I try to shake my hand free of his. Oh, but as I tried, a phrase came to mind. I'm not gonna keep getting played by him. A love that wants to be held. In my own form of revenge, I squeezed his hand back as tight as I could. Well, the held refers to the hand, so I thought it'd be perfect. I gave him another squeeze, and he squeezed me back. What the? My hand in his. I feel somehow relieved. It gives me crazy butterflies. How does that sound? Listening to responses I lived between Mr. Kaido and Mr. Saijo. A love that wants to be held. Yeah, I think that's actually good. It might be perfect, actually. Thank you. I'm surprised at how perfectly that all worked out, and a little ads helped inspired it. Mr. Saijo looks pleased, too. But the biggest challenge is going to get Mr. Kaido on board, or to get let go of your hand. Mr. Kaido? Hey, wait a second. Asking for his opinion with our hands like this could be viewed as more than it is. Maybe get his hand off mine. Well, and it'll also be a bit obvious he keeps struggling. So just hold still. But I don't want to let go. I kept our hands linked and I looked up at Mr. Kaido. His smile faintly and his expression warmed. Does leave an impression. I think that's a good option. Really? You think? Yeah. You okay now? What did you just say? Nothing. We should have options, though. Think up a few more. Good idea, but for the time being, a love that wants to be held is our best bet. I'm not going to lose you, Sakiko. I'll think of something even better. Okay, then. Saijo and I continued to joke while Mr. Kaido's fading expression went unnoticed. Mr. Kaido, wait a second. I called after him, and he turned back to face me. He narrowed his eyes. What? Did you make another mistake? Well, no. I would like to ask you something. Is now a good time? It had been a few days since our meeting about the slogan. The day only Mr. Kaido and I remained behind after work. It's only us in this office, the timing's perfect. But when I got up to ask him a question, he made a dash out of the building to avoid me. I chased after him and followed him out of the building. If it's not urgent, ask me tomorrow. His response was curt and cold, but it's not just today. He's been like this for a while. When someone around us, he acts normal, but when we're alone, he's so icy to me. It all started to change since the meeting we had about the slogan. No, it all changed the day after we kissed. It didn't mean what I thought it meant, but it's not like it didn't mean anything. Those were his words. Why on earth would he have kissed me then? And now he's avoiding me. It's pretty urgent, actually. My stuttered answer caused Mr. Kaido to raise an eyebrow curiously. What should I say? Tread carefully. Be direct. Let's just be frank. Have you been avoiding me recently? After I asked this question, he furrowed his brow and glared. Before, no matter how busy you were, you would always take the time to talk with me. But now you can't even look at me in the eyes when I hand you a stack of papers. It's all in your head. No, it isn't. When we started working together, he would just insult me or call me an amateur. But now he doesn't even do that. And we're not even working together that much anymore. If I did something to you or made you mad, please just tell me what I did. He's supposed to be my partner. I can't help but be concerned about why he's doing this. Why do you care? Are you lonely now? What? Not expecting that kind of response, my eyes widened in shock. You're not sad, but I'm not there to make fun of you anymore. You're just another masochist, aren't you? No, I'm not. I finally denounced it, but all he did was smile sarcastically and stare me down. Then why? Weren't you getting sick of all my comments? You hated it so much you went straight to Mr. Otori and told on me. That's not bothering now. You should be thanking me. Well, maybe. But that was back when we first started working together on this project. That's right. He knew if I told Mr. Otori about what he said to me. But it's like I told you, when I changed my makeup, I changed my mind. And the more help you offered me, the more our plans started to take shape. And that's when I knew that my first impression of you was wrong. And before, I stopped and swallowed my words. And before? What was I trying to say? When I kissed you. He had hit the nail on the head. He sighed heavily. I told you before. That didn't mean what you think it means. But then you also said something that did mean something. After that comment, Mr. Kaido narrowed his eyes at me. You never learn, do you? Do I have to spoon-feed you everything? Can't you think for yourself for once? And I was just thinking you had an ounce of sense. Uh-huh? His words left me bewildered. I may have thought you were just a pathetic amateur when we first started. But as we started working together, I realized you had some good ideas. But I know now that you're fine without me. You can do just fine on your own. Mr. Kaido, then I was right. He really has stopped calling me an amateur. I was so desperate to make him look at me differently at first. And then there was the kiss, of course. What I meant to say back then, he pulled me into a side street by the office and pinned me against the wall. This is what I meant to say. Pushed up against the wall of our building, Mr. Kaido trapped me in place with his arms. Mr. Kaido? I called his name, but he didn't even bat an eyelash. He only continued to look down on me, and his cold eyes sparkling in the moonlight. He's so scary right now. His face is so close to my heart, it's pounding like crazy, but I still feel so much fear. I have to get out of here. I'll try him another time, a time when more people are around. Thinking I tried to escape, but just as I attempted to break free, he snatched my wrist and pinned me against the wall. A love that wants to be held. He lifted my hand and he pinned and mumbled softly. You may be right. Huh? I looked up at him. As I felt his soft lips press against mine. It felt different than before. It was soft, fragile kiss, and I felt my chest tighten. But the only thing that was hurt was the wrist he still had firm. I felt like he could see right through me. Escaping his gaze, I clamped my eyes shut. A short sigh, he lifted his lips away. Mr. Kaido? He looked down at me for a moment wordlessly, then released my hand and walked away. Why did he... Was that kiss not supposed to mean anything either? I gingerly touched my lips, feeling the subtle warmth that still played on them. What is this? Could it be that... I have a crush on him. I love him. I think you're a bit older than crush. I think I might love him. In the quiet and lonely alleyway, I mumbled those words to myself. It's a possibility. A very high possibility. I think he may, just may, feel the same way about you. Though, could he? I think maybe... No, he's more like the cool analytical type. I'm going to say he's kind of like tsundere, but... Wait, well, could this be counted as tsundere? Yeah, because it goes from cold to hot. That is technically a definition of a tsundere. So yeah, he is technically a tsundere. But cool, yeah, because cool analytical, yeah. But don't they usually reject it a bit more? I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Is Mr. Kaido technically a tsundere guy? I can't decide. It seems most likely compared to everyone else. Anyway, let me know in the comments below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Until then, bye. Kaze out.